refreshing my screen. Game code is 527.
527, the game code. The game code is 527.
Can everyone hear me? I just want to make sure my mic is on.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thanks.
All right. Do we have everybody in the buzzer?
So we were curious, if Jack Chase shows up, could he sort of sub in and Craig sub out? Or once we're started, we're started.
Okay.
I'm looking at the player's manual currently.
Okay.
Okay.
Words, words, words. More words, words, words.
This has never happened before.
How about this? I will give you a half answer, and then I will bring it to.
Okay.
We'll amend the rules later to determine it. If at the midpoint break after the Kaplan crowdsource in round 2, if Jack is here and available, you can swap out for the second round.
Oh, that makes sense. So we can only swap out like at halftime.
Correct.
Okay.
That's going to be my official rule of the day, with no rules currently stated in the.
All right. Well, let's see if he shows up. I know he's stuck in traffic somewhere.
Okay. Let's do it that way. Can we do somebody want to do a buzzer test while I find a pen? Yeah. An unorganized buzzer test? Sure. It's chaos. It's chaos. Everybody feel good about their buzzers? No buzzer issues. Good. All right. Let's get started up then.
Hey, Ethan. This is my first game this year. Would you remind us of the limitation on how many times per category or whatever rule? I know there's such a thing, and I don't remember the details now.
Wow, you're all asking me for a lot so far today. I am going to be very tough on you LSATers, I think. Yeah, for sure. I'll do a very, very quick run through, because I know we're down to 9 teams, I think, out of 25 or somewhere around there. I haven't really counted or anything, but somewhere in there. So I'll do a very, very quick run through of the rules, and of course ask further questions, but I will cover that really quickly. But I know just about everybody else here has been through this before, but just in case you haven't, here we go. 2 rounds. Each round has 30 questions. It's 5 questions per category, 6 categories per round. In the first round, those point values are worth 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 points. In round 2, they're worth 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 points. When you buzz in, you get to answer. Make sure to come off of mute and then go back on mute after you answer. If you answer incorrectly, your team is credited with those points. If you answer incorrectly, then it will go to the other team for a chance for a steal. Matt, you're captain, right? Give me a thumbs up. And then Nicole, I think. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah, okay, good. I actually can't see you because I'm not looking at you, but I'm imagining your thumbs upping right now. So in the case of a steal, we'll go to you. You all can come off of mute and chat with each other live here in the Zoom room. Or if you're on a phone call, you can do that as well. I'll only give you about 10 seconds or so to come up with an answer, or let me know if you want to pass. Again, you can either go for the points. If you answer incorrectly on a pass, you still lose the points. All that's pretty well known. At the end of round 1 and before round 2, and before any human substitutions. At the midpoint, we will do the Kaplan crowdsourced potpourri, which are 5 questions, not of any increasing difficulty or point value. They're all worth 3 points, all provided by viewers like you for today's match. So we'll see if those stump you or if you're able to pick up a few points there. As far as the buzzing in rule that was added last year goes, you can buzz in no more than 2 times in a given category, whether answering correctly or incorrectly. So a maximum of 2. What I usually ask you to do is if you've buzzed in twice in a category, just put your hands up like this. That way, not only does it remind me that you can't buzz in, but it also reminds your team that you're out for the rest of the questions in that category. It's a big penalty if you do buzz in after buzzing in twice. Your team will get those points removed and will automatically go to a steal situation for the other team. So don't screw it up. The other thing to note is occasionally as we go through these categories, there will be a surprise substitution in which the dancing taco will appear. That'll signal a surprise substitution. In the case of a surprise substitution, we will jump to a different category for that question and that question only. However, it does still count towards your total number of buzzes in the category in which we were originally pre-substitute. Okay. That was, I think, the fastest I've gotten through that. Anybody wants to come off of mute and ask questions, now is the time. All right. This is an elimination game today. So we are in the loser redemption, some sort of bracket. I won't call it losers, but some sort of betterly branded bracket. So one team will be going home today. So let's make it a good and fair match. One of you will be moving on, though, into the maybe final 8. Again, I don't really know the numbers, but somewhere around there. And you'll get to continue on. Matt.
Hold on. Sorry. Before we get started, it looks like Jack did manage to log in. So, Craig, did you want to tag out and go do something else? Or do you want to play the first round?
I'm happy to play the second round if you want to play the first. You play the first, I'll play the second.
All right, fine. Fair enough. Let's do it. All right. Jack's going to rack up the points for us in the second round. I'll do my best in the first 20 minutes.
We don't know that at all. What is the game code, by the way?
The game code is... Sorry, I just talked over it.
527.
Okay, thanks. I will not buzz in at all, though, for the first round.
All right.
Stay in the wings. Stay in the wings. All right. Usually, so I'm super excited for today. I think this might be one of my last hosting gigs. Now that we're getting into like the finals, I'm sort of like the Albuquerque of the NCAA tournament that, nobody really wants to hang out with me anymore. So I'm hoping for a really good match. I always like to say, whether I like or dislike the categories today. Today's a mixed bag. There's some good ones. There's some less great ones. But that doesn't mean that they're great or less great for you. So we'll see what happens as we go through them all. Everybody give me a big stretch before we start. Just make sure you're ready for all of this. Get your buzzer fingers ready to go. Again, just keep your muting and muting so that I don't have to remind you. I'll get a little feisty if I do, but just keep your fingers there too. All right, let's get started up. Let's get started with round 1, category 1. I think that sounds good. Our first round, first category today is 1960s political quotes. 1960s political quotes. All right, let's see what happens in category number 1. Hands on buzzers for the 1-point question. Concerning the 1962 Cuban Missile Crisis, this Soviet leader said, "Human reason won, mankind won." Craig.
Khrushchev?
Khrushchev is the correct Soviet leader. Nice work for 1 point. See, that's why they kept you in round 1. 2-point question.
I'm good with the 1-point questions, yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah. Those are the best ones. 2 points. See if you can get 2 points out of this one. 1960s political quotes. In a 1965 message to Congress, he said, "Poverty has many roots, but the taproot is ignorance." Steve.
We'll go with Johnson.
First name?
Lyndon.
Lyndon Johnson is correct. Nice work for 2 points. I don't really know that I needed it. I probably would have accepted it anyway. But 3-point question, 3 points coming up in 1960s political quotes. Hands on buzzers. In 1968, this mayor said, The police are not here to create disorder. The police are here to preserve disorder. Glenn.
Daly.
Richard Daly is correct for 3 points. See Chicago out my window here. Nice work with Richard Daly for 3 points. Right. Y'all are not being stumped so far in 1960s political quotes. Let's go with the 4-point question. Hands on buzzers. This defense secretary told reporters in 1966 the draft. Steve.
Haig.
Haig is incorrect. We'll take away the 4 points on this question. I'll read the question again, though, for the LSAT Jedi. It is, this defense secretary told reporters in 1966, the draft is the largest educational institution in the world.
Is that McNamara?
I would say McNamara.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to say McNamara.
And you will be correct for the steal. Nice work, LSAT Jedi. Robert McNamara is correct for 4 points. All right. Seems like y'all know your political quotes. 5-point question, big point question in the category. Hands on buzzers. This British prime minister from a publishing family wrote, I had no idea of the strange underworld of the Profumo affair. This British prime minister wrote, British prime minister from a publishing family wrote, I had no idea of the strange underworld of the Profumo affair. 5 seconds. Time, triple stumper on the show as well. Harold Macmillan. Harold Macmillan was the British prime minister of a publishing family, with the clue there. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. We did stump you. I love stumping. But that is one category down, many categories to go. LSAT Jedi with that steal pulled ahead, scores 8 to -2, but Les Quizerables will find their way back, I'm sure. Our second category, we're going to go from 1960s political quotes. Our second category is cable channels. Cable channels. So you cord cutters are going to be in dire straits here. 1 point question, 1 point in cable channels. Hands on buzzers. It's what HBO stands for. Matt.
Home box office.
Home box office is correct. I figured that one would go quickly. Nice job for 1 point in the quick buzzer fingers. 2 point question, 2 points in cable channels. This cable channel got its name from a Utah film festival. This cable, Becky.
Sundance.
Sundance is the cable channel that got its name from a Utah film festival. Nice job, Becky. We're going to cable channels. Make sure to go back on mute. Cable channels for 3 points. Cable channels for 3. Hands on buzzer. The Kids' Choice Awards is a slimy annual event. Craig.
Nickelodeon?
Nickelodeon is the channel we're looking for on this channel. Pretty straightforward answer so far. Nice work. 4 point question, 4 points in cable channels. Hands on buzzers. This cable channel launched on February 2nd, 2000. Appropriately, that's 0202. This, Steve.
Oxygen?
Oxygen is the cable channel on February 2nd. That's 0202. Nice work. I like that clue. Took a little extra thought, but it's a pretty good one. 5 point question. Last question in cable channels. Hands on buzzers. You can escape to Chimp Eden on this channel. You can escape to Chimp Eden. Aaron.
Animal Planet?
Animal Planet, chimps, good contextual clue. Nice work for 5 points, Aaron. Animal Planet is correct. All right, see, I knew you'd get back out of the negative. Scores 14-7, LSAT Jedi with a 7 point lead. 2 categories down. Third category coming up. Third category is called How Do You Like My Duds? How do you like my duds? Sure. Hands on buzzers for the 1 point question. We'll see what this category is all about. Different types of this footwear include clogs, thongs, and gladiators? Aaron.
Sandals?
Sandals are correct for 1 point. Nice job on those duds. 2-point question. 2 points. Before you saddle up, put on these riding pants. It said that, Craig.
Chaps?
Chaps is incorrect. Going to take away 2 points from the LSAT Jedi. I'm going to throw this over to the red team. Let me read the question for you one more time, or the clue for you one more time. Before you saddle up, put on these riding pants. It's said that some folks get too big for them.
Oh, britches is what I would say, Nicole. And I'm so glad that Craig buzzed in because I was going to say chaps too, and he was faster than me.
I was going to say jodhpurs, which is also wrong. So
yeah.
Britches it is.
Britches.
You guys want to go britches then?
Let's do
Sure.
it.
Yep.
Okay, we'll go britches.
And britches is correct for the 2 points and the steal. Yeah, that colon after riding pants, the second part of it, really throws everyone for a loop. But nice work on the steal. We've got a 3-point question. 3 points in How Do You Like My Duds? Hands on buzzers. In 1997, this man launched his Tommy Jeans line for men. Steve.
Hilfiger?
Tommy Hilfiger is the Tommy who launched Tommy Jeans. Nice work for 3 points. 4-point question. How do you like my duds?
You added the 3 points to LSAT Jedi instead of Quizerables.
Sorry.
So it should be 13 to 12, is that
12?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 13 to 12. You may need to change the point amount to, yep, there you go, 13. Yep, cool. All right. We got it. We're back on track. I love all the honesty. If you see something, say something, right? It's how we work around here. All right, 4-point question. 4-point question in How Do You Like My Duds? Hands on buzzers. Inspired by World War II parachutists, this one-piece garment combines shirt and pants, usually with a very long front zipper. Glenn.
The jumpsuit.
A jumpsuit. I'm glad you didn't say a catsuit. A jumpsuit is correct for 4 points. Nice work, Glenn. And a 5-point question. How do you like my duds? These leather shorts with a bib top, originally in a Tyrolean style. Becky.
Lederhosen.
Lederhosen is correct for 5 points. Those are a bunch of words I didn't expect to have to say together. These leather shorts with a bib top, originally in a Tyrolean style, were popular for US children in the late 1960s. Nice job coming back on those last 2 questions to get to the midpoint of round 1. Still a great game. LSAT Jedi 21, Les Quizerables 13. 3 categories down, 3 categories to go in round 1. Category number 4 is provinces. Here's what's going to happen now. We'll give you provinces. You name the country. Okay, I'll give you some provinces. You name the country where those provinces lie. Got it? These clues are going to go pretty quickly, so just be prepared. All right. Hands on buzzers for the 1-point question. Shanxi and Jiaosu. Shanxi, Aaron?
China.
Those are provinces of China, if my pronunciation was decent. Those are provinces of China. Nice job for 1 point. 2-point question. I'll give you the provinces. You name the country. Where this one's frozen. There we go. Baton and Quezon. Baton and Quezon. 5 seconds. Steve.
I'm going to try the Philippines.
And you would be right for 2 points. Nice work, Steve. Quezon and Quezon City. The Philippines is correct for 2 points. 3-point question in provinces. Leon and Segovia. Steve.
France.
France is incorrect. We'll take away 3 points from the Quizerables.
Is that Spain, guys? Oh.
Sorry.
Do you know Becky?
Yeah,
That was what I was going to say.
Okay, we're gonna go. You were gonna say Spain, just to be sure.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna go with Spain.
And you'll be correct for the steal.
Okay.
Nice work for the 3 points. I will be in Spain next week, so I will be checking out the various provinces. I will not be in Leon or Segovia, but I will be up in the Basque Country. Nice job for the 3 point steal. Way to go, teamwork, Matt and Becky. 4 point question: provinces. You name the country. Leinster and Munster. Aaron.
Okay.
I didn't hear you. Can you repeat it?
UK.
The UK is incorrect. We will take away 4 points.
That's Germany, right, guys?
I thought Munster was Germany, but I didn't know about the first one.
Sounds German.
All right, we're gonna go with Germany.
That is also incorrect.
Wow.
So we'll take away 4 points from the LSAT Jedi as well. Yeah, it was a triple stump on the show. Germany was guessed. The UK was guessed. They're looking for Ireland. Ireland is Munster. So a good stumper. Nice work. Still got one more question here in provinces. You name the country. 5 point question. So hands on buzzers. Limpopo and Northern Cape. Limpopo, Glenn.
South Africa.
South Africa is correct for the 5 points there. Also a triple stumper on the show, but did not stump you with Limpopo and Northern Cape. Nice job. Nice job, LSAT Jedi. Again, on gaining some more speed in round in category number 4. Scores LSAT Jedi 25, Les Quizerables 9. Lots of steals in this game. I like it. 4-letter words. 4-letter words, not the bad ones. Though if you ring in and say a bad one, you don't get points, but I'll laugh. 4-letter words is our 5th category of round 1. So just, if you say something that's more than 4 letters, you're probably wrong. I'm going to tell you. 1 point question, hands on buzzers, 1 point question coming up. As a verb, it can mean to give shape to. As a noun, Steve.
Mold.
Mold is correct for 1 point. I even have to give you the second part of the clue. It can mean that fuzzy green stuff on bread, but mold works in either case. Nice job, Steve, for the 1 point question. 2 point question in 4-letter words. 4-letter words. And we have a surprise substitution. I don't know the song, but the dancing taco makes up for not knowing the song. Dancing taco, dancing taco, dancing taco. All right. So, Dance Taco, we got a surprise substitution here in 4-letter words. We're going to jump out of 4-letter words, and we're going to jump into a new category. Again, still worth 2 points. Still counts towards your overall buzz total. Let's see how we do on this 2-point surprise substitution. The category is U.S. presidents. U.S. presidents for this surprise substitution. Hands on buzzers. He was the first United States president to be elected in an Olympic year. He was the first U.S. president to be elected in an Olympic year. 5 seconds. Time. That might be a stumper. You have to think about when the Olympics started up again. And
1994.
1994?
Right? Is that right?
Or what?
Oh, never mind. I'm going to go back on mute.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Was it 96?
The first U.S. president to be elected in an Olympic year was William McKinley in 1900. William McKinley in 1900.
That was a very hard 2-point question.
Well, it's a surprise substitution, and you're just mad you didn't get it. 3 points. 3 points in surprise, not surprise substitution. Back to 4-letter words. I have some 4-letter words for Matt Blinky. He's really working my nerves today. 3 point question, 4-letter words, hands on buzzers. This word for factual information is a Latin plural, but most English speakers, Matt.
Data.
Data or data, depending on who you are. Is correct. Most English speakers use it as treat it as singular, but it is a Latin plural. Nice job, Matt, for 3 points. We're still friends. 4 point question, 4-letter words, hands on buzzers. French for flee This four-letter color is a dark brownish purple. French for flea. This four-letter color is a dark brownish purple. Glenn.
Is it taupe?
It is not taupe. I think taupe's 5 letters. Taupe is incorrect. We will take away 4 points from the LSAT Jedi. I'll read it one more time for the red team. French for flea. This four-letter color is a dark brownish purple.
Ethan, do you mean flea like F-L-E-E or F-L-E-A?
Good question. F-L-E-A. Like jumping thing.
Okay.
Dark.
Anybody?
I'm a guy. I only know primary color.
Dark brownish purple. That tells me it's like, I'm pretty sure flea in French starts with a P. So that makes me think of like 4-letter colors that start with P. And all I've got is puce. That's a color, right? That's dark, right?
Yeah, that is a French word. Okay, I think that's a good answer.
I have no idea.
Go with it.
We'll go puce.
Good problem solving. It is puce from the French word puce, which is the word for flea. Nice work for the 4-point steal. I like that was fun. Good work. 5-point question, 5 points coming up in our big point question, our last question in 4-letter words and the buzzers. A small boat with a flat bottom. When it follows John, it's a kind of fish. A small boat with a flat bottom. When it follows John, it's a kind of fish. 5 seconds. Time. John Dory. A dory is a small boat with a flat bottom. A John Dory is a type of fish. Another stumper in the 5-point range, but nice work overall in the category. Tightened up a bit. The score is now 24-14. Again, really still a great game for both teams as we get into our final category of round 1. Our last category in round 1 is 6,000. All of these clues will deal with the number 6,000. Sure. Let's get into question number 1, 1-point question. In a classic American fiction, these 2 boys get a $6,000 reward each. Aaron.
Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn.
Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn is correct. They get a $6,000 reward after finding money that Injun Joe hid in a cave. Nice job for 1 point. 2-point question in 6,000. 6,000. In Julius Caesar's time, Nicole.
I'm so sorry. That was just totally like my finger was near it. It was like before you even started.
I agree. It was before I started it. So we will unbuzz. I'll give you that one as a false start. I usually don't. 2-point question. I'll start again. In Julius Caesar's time, this standard Roman military unit comprised about 6,000 men. In Julius Caesar's time, Aaron.
Is that a battalion?
It is not a battalion. We'll take away 2 points from Les Quizerables. I'll read it one more time for the blue team, the LSAT Jedi, and you can all talk. In Julius Caesar's time, this standard Roman military unit comprised about 6,000 men.
I feel like I should know this. I don't know, guys. You got anything?
I think of Legion, but that seems like it should be 1,000. I don't know.
I think it is a Legion, Glenn.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will defer to Rebecca on anything military.
Okay.
Wise.
We're gonna guess Legion.
And it's another steal. Nice work. Legion is correct for 2 points for the LSAT Jedi. Nice job. Good old Roman Legion. Cool. 3-point question. 3 points in 6,000. 3 points in 6,000. Hands on buzzers. In 1815, he sold his collection of more than 6,000 books to the Library of Congress for $23,950. In 1815, he sold his collection of more than 6,000 books to the Library of Congress. Matt.
Is it Jefferson?
Thomas Jefferson is the avid reader and is the correct answer for 3 points. Nice work. 4-point question in the category 6,000. Hands on buzzers. In 1991, A 6,000-pound segment of this was put on display at the Reagan Library. Glenn.
It's the Berlin Wall.
The Berlin Wall is correct. There's a weird way that you said that, but the Berlin Wall is correct for 4 points. Nice job. Way to go. And finally, 5-point question, our last question in round 1 and our last question in the category 6,000. In the 1930s, the Chinese Communist First Front staged the 6,000-mile retreat known as this. Glenn.
It's the Long March.
The Long March, not just the march in a leap year. Wait, that doesn't work. Long March is correct for 5 points. Good category for the LSAT Jedi. At the end of round 1, the score is 38-13. Still a lot of points to be had in the second half of this game. Still a lot more wrong answers to hear and steals to see. But before we get there, we're going to do the Kaplan crowdsource questions. Again, we're not doing any substitutions until after this. But we got 5 questions. Again, each worth 3 points. We'll see how you do. See if you're...
Ethan, is this round 1 or round 2?
This is halftime. No switching till after. You're in this, Craig. You got to answer these 5 questions, but you can only answer 2 of them or something. We'll see. All right, here we go. First question for 3 points in Kaplan crowdsource potpourri. And some buzzers. Traditionally, it's 5 parts American whiskey, 1 part sweet vermouth, and a dash of bitters, stirred with ice. Aaron.
Old-fashioned.
An old-fashioned is incorrect. I'm going to take away 3 points, and I'll read the clue one more time for the LSAT Jedi. Traditionally, it's 5 parts American whiskey, 1 part sweet vermouth, and a dash of bitters, stirred with ice, strained into a glass, and garnished with a maraschino cherry.
Manhattan?
I think that's a Manhattan, yeah.
Sounds delicious. We're going to guess Manhattan.
Manhattan is correct on the steal. Nice job, LSAT Jedi. Manhattan does sound good, though. I am a bigger fan of the old-fashioned, so I would have preferred that too, Aaron.
That's because you're in Chicago.
I suppose, right? If I was in Manhattan, I could drink a Manhattan, but then it seems a little too on the nose. Second question for Kaplan crowdsource potpourri, hands on buzzers. He is the Scandinavian artist who painted the Scream. Aaron.
Edvard Munch.
Edvard Munch is correct for 3 points. Nice job. You know your Scandinavian Scream artist. I was trying to think of, doesn't matter. Third question, also 3 points. Hands on buzzers. Moses was the name of this type of creature in George Orwell's Animal Farm. Moses was the name of this type of creature in George Orwell's Animal Farm. 5 seconds. Time. Good question, good stumper. Moses was a raven in Animal Farm. Been a while since you read it. Unfortunately, feels more like it. Fourth question, 3 points. Fourth question, 3 points. Hands on buzzers. In a web URL, HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. However, as a safeguard, many sites now use HTTPS, where the S stands for what? Matt.
Secure?
Secure is correct for 3 points. HTTPS, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, secure. Nice job for 3 points. And our final question here in Kaplan crowdsource potpourri, hands on buzzers. Until 1960, Madagascar was a colony of this European country. Craig.
France?
France is correct. You know your African colonialism. Was a country during until 1960, even during World War II. Nice job. Remember that you too can also submit questions to Kaplan crowdsource potpourri, and maybe your question will be featured in the finals in just a few upcoming weeks. Thank you today for questions from Brian Holmes, Maria Preston, Bill Keevan, and Peter Kerr. All right. You can make your swap now.
Yeah, but where's Jack? Jack, come back.
I'm here, Craig. I'm
Oh,
here.
there he is.
Way to end that with a bang.
I'm handing off the baton. There you go. Good luck.
Thanks, Craig.
Good luck, everybody. Great work. See ya. Bye-bye. Thanks, Ethan.
Yep. Bye.
Hey, Jack,
all right.
Jack, you're not showing up in the scorer thing.
Oh, I was on my phone. Give me the game code again. Was what?
Is 527.
527.
Okay. I won't do any hosting. It's fine. Matt, you can just do it.
What Ethan was going to say is you refresh your browser, it should be there.
Okay. Jack's here. Can we swap out Matt for round 2? Would that be okay? All right. Round 2 is coming up. Remember, the point values are doubled. My patience is halved, especially with Matt. Give me another big stretch. Get ready. I'll stretch too. All this reading and foreign words. It's a challenge. We got it. Who's giving me noise in my ears? Okay, I think we're all good now. All right. These are the category names are fun for round 2. I don't know if the questions are. First category that we're going to be doing for 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 points. Greek gods and goddesses. Greek gods and goddesses. Like what I would be if I was Greek. All right. 2-point question. 2 points in Greek gods and goddesses. Hands on buzzers. Pluto is another name for this god, whose name is now a term for hell. Aaron.
Hades.
Hades is correct. It sounded like you said 80s in my ear, but I'm sure I just got the H cut off. The 80s were hell. 4-point question, 4 points, Greek gods and goddesses. All right, there we go. He invented the syrinx, or shepherd's flute, and had a musical contest with Apollo. He invented the syrinx, or shepherd's flute, and had a musical contest with Apollo. 5 seconds. Glenn.
Dionysus, I think.
Dionysus, though a pretty cool god, is incorrect. We're going to take away 4 points from the LSAT Jedi. I'll read it one more time for Les Quizerables, and you can decide to go or pass. He invented the syrinx, or shepherd's flute, and had a musical contest with Apollo.
Anybody?
No, this whole thing is Greek to me. Aaron, you're on mute.
I'm Greek, so I should know, but I don't.
Yeah, Eliana.
I want to say that the shepherd was Hermes, but he's the messenger. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, how many points is that again, guys?
4.
4. I don't know if I'm confident with Hermes.
Let's pass it.
Okay, we'll pass.
You passed
Is it Pan?
It is Pan. It was Pan with the flute. Not one of the big dogs as far as gods are concerned in Greek mythology, but a god nonetheless. It was Pan, so nothing ventured on the steal. But we'll keep working through our gods and goddesses. Got a 6-point question. 6 points. Hands on buzzers. Zeus's herald. He's the Aaron.
Hermes.
I was hoping you would get it so that you didn't feel bad about it. Hermes is correct for 6 points. He is the messenger god, the god of roads, travel, and athletic contests. Nice job for 6 points. 8-point question, 8 points, Greek gods and goddesses. Hands on buzzers. This goddess was wise indeed to aid Jason in his quest. Matt.
Athena.
Athena is correct. Remember the old Athena platform. Athena is correct for 8 points to help Jason in his quest for the Golden Fleece. 10 points. 10-point question. Big points. Lots of points for Greek gods and goddesses. Hands on buzzers. Hercules had to catch a gold-horned stag that was sacred to this goddess of the hunt. Jack.
Who is Artemis?
Artemis is correct for 10 points. Nice work. And a good category for the the LSAT Jedi. Score 61-21. No more Greek gods and goddesses. So Steve, you can rest happy. However, the next category is called Aphrodite. Aphrodite, spelled Afro, A-F-R-O, and Ditty, D-I-T-T-Y. So Aphrodite. See what this category is all about with a 2-point question. Hands on buzzer. One of his many South African themed songs from 1986's Graceland was Aaron.
Paul Simon.
Paul Simon is correct, and that's an Aphrodite. Was Under African Skies. Nice job for 2 points. 4-point question in Aphrodite. Yes, Dorothy, this band had a #1 hit in 1983. Aaron.
Toto.
Toto is correct. Singing I Bless the Rains down in Africa. The new cover of it is quite good if you haven't heard it yet. 6-point question, 6 points in Aphrodite. Hands on buzzers. Kanye West took on the issue of blood diamonds in Diamonds from this African country. Kanye West. Glenn.
I think that's Sierra Leone.
Sierra Leone is correct for 6 points. You know your Kanye. Nice job for the 6-point question in Aphrodite. 8-point question. 8 points. Crosby, Stills, and Nash were traveling the train through clear Moroccan skies on this title, Glenn.
The Marrakesh Express.
The Marrakesh Express is the title locomotive. Nice job for 8 points. Good round for you. Hands up. 10-point question, 10 points in Aphrodite. Hands on buzzers. A Peter Gabriel song is named for this activist whose 1977 death in a Pretoria jail turned him into a martyr. Matt.
Stephen Biko?
Stephen Biko is correct. Nice job. That was a triple stumper on the show, I think. So you know your sweet Aphrodites. Great job in the round, both teams. Scores 85-27. So Greek gods and goddesses, we did Aphrodite. We got 4 more to go. The next one is zoos. Let me see what they're doing here. Zoos. It's about zoos, not about zoos. Zoos, Z-O-O-S. Okay. The best known residents, 2-point question. The best known residents at the National Zoo are Steve.
Pandas.
Pandas are correct. That was a fast buzzer. I like it. Good work for 2 points. 4-point question in zoos. 4-point question in zoos. A highlight of the Edinburgh Zoo in Scotland is the afternoon parade of these black and white, Nicole.
Penguins.
Penguins are correct. We got pandas and penguins. Nice work. 6-point question. 6 points in zoos. One of the largest metropolitan zoos in the United States. It opened in a New York City borough in 1890. Matt.
The Bronx Zoo.
The Bronx Zoo opened in 1899. Nice job for 6 points. Y'all know your zoos. 8-point question. 8-point question. Until his untimely death from a stingray's barb, Aaron.
Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter.
Steve Irwin is correct for 8 points. I thought it might go quickly. He was director of the Australia Zoo in Queensland. Steve Irwin's untimely death. And lastly, the 10-point question here in zoos. Founded in 1752, the zoo at Schönbrunn Palace in this European capital, Aaron.
That's in Vienna.
That is in Vienna. Nice work for 10 points. Triple stumper on the show. I was just there about a year and a half ago.
It's the most beautiful place in the whole world. I loved it there.
Yeah, Vienna's a great, great city. I would recommend anybody to go. There's really good food. You need a sausage on the street. But nice work. 10 points. Tightens the game up. Score is 91-51 with half of our second round yet to go. Can the Quizerables pull closer and pull off the victory? We will see. You see how excited I was. Greek gods and goddesses, Aphrodite, zoos. This category is Demeter, but it's DE meter. So it's about meter. You'll see what I mean. 2-point question, 2 points in Demeter. The meter of Shakespeare's sonnets, it's 10, Aaron.
Iambic pentameter. Iambic pentameter.
Iambic pentameter is correct. It's 10 syllables, unstressed, stressed, unstressed, etc. Nice work. Iambic pentameter is the 2-point response. 4-point question in Demeter. Coleridge said, God came up with a shout, our Lord with the sound of a trumpet. This was an ideal hexameter, or this many feet. Aaron.
6.
6 is correct for 4 points. Nice work. Very odd sentence. Demeter for 6. Hands on buzzers. An example of dactylic meter is this poet's Forward the Light Brigade. Was there a man dismayed? An example, Jack.
Who's Tennyson?
Tennyson is correct for the Light Brigade. Was there a man dismayed? Nice work for 6 points with Lord Tennyson. 8-point question. 8 points in Demeter. All right. Anapestic meter, using a weak, strong pattern, is heard in these opening words of a Clement Clarke Moore poem. Anapestic meter, Matt.
Is that a visit from St. Nick?
It is not a visit from St. Nick. I got to take away 8 points from you. 8 points from you. I'll read it again for the other team. Anapestic meter, using, and make sure to go back on mute there, Matt, if you're not. Anapestic meter, using a weak, strong pattern, is heard in these opening words of a Clement Clarke Moore poem.
So he's right. It is Clement Clarke Moore wrote The Night Before Christmas, but I think they need the opening line. So 'twas the night before Christmas and all through the house is probably what they're looking for.
Okay, so is it possible to hear the question again?
Anapestic meter, using a weak, strong pattern, is heard in these opening words of a Clement Clarke Moore poem.
So do you guys want to go then? 'Twas the night before Christmas?
Yeah, 'twas the night before Christmas and all through the house, yeah.
Okay, 'twas the night before Christmas and all through the house.
Correct. 'Twas the night before Christmas. 8 points. Nice work on the steal. Those are the opening words of the poem. Nice job. A big shift there. 10-point question. 10 points in Demeter. Y'all know your meter better than I thought. I didn't know this stuff. 10 points. Classical verse included metrical feet like this one of 2 unstressed syllables. It's also a type of costly victory. Classical verse included metrical feet like this one of 2 unstressed syllables. It's also a type of costly victory. Becky.
Is that Pyrrhic?
Pyrrhic is correct. 2 unstressed syllables. Pyrrhic is an example metrical feet. Nice work for 10 points to give yourself some breathing room with 2 categories to go. The score is 99 for the LSAT Jedi, 65 for Les Quizerables. All right. Yeah, 2 more categories to go. We did Aphrodite, Greek gods and goddesses, Aphrodite, Zeus, Demeter. This next category is Apollo. So it's Apollo, but it's Apollo. It's about chicken. All right, let's do that. All right. First question for 2 points in Apollo. Chicken panang and chicken satay are signature dishes from this mostly Buddhist nation. Jack.
What is Thailand?
Thailand is the correct country where chicken satay. Oh. Now I'm hungry. I want an old fashioned and I want some chicken satay right now. I don't know if that goes well together. I'm willing to find out though. 4-point question, 4 points in Apollo. Oi, I'm feeling verklempt. Get me some chicken soup, popularly referred to as Jewish this cure-all. Aaron.
The cure for the common cold.
Incorrect. I will take away 4 points and I'll reread the question. Oi, I'm feeling verklempt. Get me some chicken soup, popularly referred to as Jewish this cure-all.
Aspirin? I've never heard of this, but it's got. What do you think? Aspirin?
I have nothing that I would be confident enough to guess at.
Yes. All right. So we'll let this go.
That's a pass. It is Jewish penicillin. Chicken soup, Jewish penicillin.
It's really funny.
Yeah. Now you can throw that out whenever you're making some chicken soup. See what people say. All right. We're still going in Apoyo. More chicken questions. For 6 points. 6 points. The French called this part of a chicken a pilon, from its resemblance to a grinding pestle. The French called this part of the chicken a pilon, from its resemblance to a grinding pestle. 5 seconds. Steve.
Go with the gizzard.
The gizzard is incorrect. I'll take away 6 points from the Quizerables, but I'm glad you're writing in on a French question. I'll read it one more time for y'all at LSAT Jedi. The French called this part of a chicken a pilon, from its resemblance to a grinding pestle.
I guess the thigh?
I was thinking like the leg.
I would think the leg, but
unless drumstick is the word they want. I don't know if they want a drumstick or leg.
Yeah.
The drums. All right. Let's go with that. See what happens. We're gonna go with the leg / drumstick.
In my notes, it says the drumstick leg accepted.
Okay.
So I will approve of your answer for 6 points on the steal. Nice job working through the steal on that one. 8 point question. 8 points in Apoyo. Hands on buzzers. Open the door to the dandur, one of these, and remove the tandoor.
What is an oven?
An oven is correct. A dandur is an oven to remove tandoori chicken, a favorite of India. Nice work for 8 points. And finally, the 10-point question in Apoyo. Hands on buzzers. Wrap some of this around a water chestnut and a piece of chicken liver, and you've got, Steve.
Bacon.
Bacon, and what do you get when you wrap bacon around chicken livers and water chestnuts?
Something delicious.
Something disgusting.
You get rumaki, the Japanese appetizer, but bacon is what we were looking for. Nice job for the 10 points. You didn't have to answer my follow-up question. Rumaki. So that's what you know is in there now. All right. Cool. So that is our penultimate category. Penultimate. And so we got one category left. Pretty good lead for LSAT Jedi, 115 to 65, but we'll see if it holds. The last category is Aries. So we did the Demeter, Zeus, Apollo, Aries. But let me clarify, it's words that end in the letters A-R-E-S. So all of the answers in this category end in A-R-E-S. Like, I won't tell you one because now all the ones I'm thinking of are the correct answers. But errors, A-R-E-S, okay? We'll see it. 2 point question, hands on buzzers in Aries. This is when you challenge someone to a demonstration of courage. Yeah.
Dares?
Dares is correct. Dares is correct for 2 points. Nice work. So that ends in A-R-E-S. 4 point question. 4 point question in Aries. 4 points. A phrase from the Old Testament mentions beating swords into these. Becky.
Plowshares.
Plowshares is correct for 4 points. It's also something you can unlock in the game Civilization 6 as a badge. 6 point question, 6 points in errors. Entangles by ropes or lies, but probably not drums. Jack.
What is snares? What is snares?
No, I'm not going to accept it. 6 points we'll take away from the LSAT Jedi. I will read it for the other team. Entangles by ropes or lies, but probably not drums.
Ensnares.
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 Yes. You got that, Nicole?
Yeah. Ensnares.
Ensnares is correct. for the 6-point steal. Sorry, I had to think about it. But the probably not drums part that I got to at the end. Ensnares is the word that they're looking for. All right, 8-point question. 8 points in errors. Hands up, buzzers. Turns an angry eye. Turns, Aaron.
Glares.
Glares is the errors we're looking for that one. Nice work for 8 points. And with 1 point, 1 question left for 10 points in errors. Let's see if we can get it. Somebody on, not on mute. Aaron, can you go back on mute?
No, sorry.
Thanks. All right, here we go. 10 points. Despite their name, these 10-letter horses don't sulk. They're used for breeding. Despite their name, Glenn.
Those are brood mares.
Those are brood mares. They're just used for mating. Nice job. Final score, 123-81. We do say goodbye to you, Les Quizerables, the most fun thing I get to say throughout all of this. LSAT Jedi, congrats on continuing on your journey towards the championship. May we see you again. Great game, all.
Good job, you guys.
Good game, everyone.
Thanks, Ethan.
Thanks, Ethan.
Thanks, Ethan.
Take it easy.
Yeah.